The European Union announced the allocation of funding of about €193 million to help the most vulnerable groups in Yemen. This report has more.
On the 20th of February, the European Commission announced over €193 million as funding for the most vulnerable people in Yemen. The funding is announced during the Riyadh International Humanitarian Forum, and it will provide the most vulnerable with life-saving assistance, as Yemen has been devastated by years of violence, displacement, economic and political crisis. 136 million of this amount will be provided to the EU's humanitarian partners, such as the UN and NGOs, to help meet emerging needs resulting from ongoing violence and sudden disasters. The EU funded activities including health, nutrition and food assistance, as well as water and sanitation to prevent malnutrition and transmission of epidemics. 55 million in development aid is reserved for food security and livelihood support, addressing both urgent food security needs as well as longer-term development and self-reliance. It aims at helping Yemenis gain a livelihood and producing food locally as part of a transition to a resilient and sustainable food system. During the visit to Riyadh, the Commissioner of the European Union will deliver an opening speech at the Riyadh International Humanitarian Forum. He also discussed the most pressing humanitarian issues with Prince Faisal bin Farhan, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Supervisor General of King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, and Swedish State Secretary for International Development Cooperation. Ravaged by poverty, war, and economic collapse, Yemen faces acute humanitarian problems, in addition to funding gaps and subsequent aid reductions or cuts, which have worsened people's humanitarian needs in Yemen, adding that mainly women and children are at risk of further aid reduction.